Hello, and welcome to Popcorn News, something to watch while you eat popcorn. Do not try to comprehend it all. Nay, just eat the popcorn.
En el nombre del Señor, necesito hablar con la señora.
Mire que esa señora lo que necesita es ayuda, yo.
Se está volviendo loca. Ahora dice que está viendo muerto.
Sangre de Cristo, protégeme. ¡Fuera de mi casa! No tengas miedo, ven. Yo te cuido.
A professor at Temple University in Philadelphia, David M. Jacobs, perceives an ongoing infiltration of human-alien hybrids. In his latest book, Walking Among Us, Dr. Jacobs reports genetic manipulations involving alleged abductees and UFOs. Genetic manipulations is the key term for today's Popcorn News webcast. In the previous Popcorn News, the possibility of trickster beings as the source of the abductee experiences was explored. Are the Martians, in fact, trickster beings? Native American tribes had various what are called trickster beings. The Hopi Indians, for example, had, or perhaps still have, the Skeleton Man.
Skeleton Man! Skeleton Man! Skeleton Man! Skeleton Man! Protecting the street. Skeleton Man!
In Norse mythology, Loki is a god or Jotun, or both.
So, are they trickster beings, or are they men from Mars? Putting that question to the side, whoever they are reported to be performing genetic manipulations of the human gene pool. In this regard, a report carried by the Christian Science Monitor and other newspapers is of note. From the Christian Science Monitor: why did Harvard scientists hold a secret synthetic genome meeting? By Lonnie Schechtman of the staff. May 16th, 2016. At Harvard Medical School in Boston, 150 hand-picked scientists, lawyers, and entrepreneurs gathered last week in private to discuss how to create a genome, potentially even a human one, from scratch in a lab. The secrecy of the meeting alarmed some people who are worried about the ethical questions this type of genetic engineering poses. After all, synthesizing a human genome is becoming cheaper and easier with more advanced technologies. Such a technique could make it possible, as the New York Times points out, to use a synthetic genome to create, through cloning for instance, human beings without biological parents. Only now do we get the breadth of a hint that scientists could be manipulating the human gene pool. But such hints have long since come from the reports of the alleged abductees. This presaging by aliens of forthcoming earthly science was described by Charles Fort. Who was Charles Fort? Pardon the Spanish in the following short clip, but you can still get the gist of it.
Hablaba de sí mismo de este modo. Escribir que soy un hombre de edad indefinida, bajo, rechoncho, con bigotes de morsa y gafas de montura metálica, expresión bonachona y mirada perdida en el infinito, no conduce, en nuestro estadio intermedio, absolutamente a nada. Solo puede definirse así un hombre tan iconoclasta como inconformista, un hombre llamado Charles y apellidado Fort, Charles Fort, un hombre que en 1919 publicó una obra titulada El libro de los condenados. Se trataba de un amplio muestrario de fenómenos misteriosos y extraños, lluvias de objetos, de animales, caídas de meteoros de hielo, de piedras sorprendentes, desapariciones inexplicables, observaciones de luces misteriosas. Fue el primer investigador de enigmas que existió. Sin él, sin sus vastas aportaciones, el siglo XX no hubiera sido el mismo, y en buena lógica, él será nuestro primer explorador del misterio.
In the Book of the Damned, Charles Fort reported upon a cigar-shaped flying object having been seen in 1882, and notes that one E.W. Maunder, who observed it at the Royal Observatory, Greenwich, later stated, had the incident occurred a third of a century later, beyond doubt, everyone would have selected the same simile. It would have been just like a Zeppelin. So you can see by this how there had been an earlier presaging of the later flying dirigibles. Genetic manipulations presaged by reports from alleged abductees. And lo, there have been reports of Indigo Children.
They call them Indigo Children. They have high IQs, heightened intuition, and some claim they can see dead people. Tonight, are these kids being manipulated by their parents? Or is there something to their unusual claims? This is Anderson Cooper 360.
A question for you tonight. How can you tell if your child is gifted or has a disorder? We ask you that because some parents and even some doctors believe that a number of children today are gifted with psychic powers. They call them Indigo Children and say that some of these kids can even see the spirits
From
of
her
the
bedroom
dead.
on the Jersey Shore, Sandy says she is wired into another universe, a sort of supernatural superhighway.
Your dead grandmother visited you last night.
Uh-huh.
In your bedroom?
Uh-huh.
And what did she say to you?
Just to say hello, that she loves me, that kind of thing. She usually just comes to visit. Her energy is very, nice, healing.
Sandy, who spends a lot of her time on the beach, believes that guiding spirits surround her.
So right now you see angels?
Yes.
And where are they?
They're, over here.
Over here?
Yeah.
Like near my shoulder?
Yeah.
It may sound like science fiction, but a growing network of believers say these types of visions are fact. Teens like Sandy claim they're part of a special generation born after 1978 known as Indigo Children, for the deep blue auras that psychics say they see around them. Indigo Children have high IQs and tend to be rebellious and oversensitive. They're often also said to share special gifts, heightened intuition, and psychic abilities.
New human race of Indigo Children appears on Earth, reported Pravda on December 8th, 2005. The Indigo Children's immune system is several thousand times stronger than that of an average human being. They reportedly travel across the universe in an astral body. The children also have a different kind of DNA, a, quote, mutation kind, unquote, reported Pravda. But is the different kind of DNA really, as Pravda reported, the mutation kind? Or is it the abductee alien-human hybrid kind?